Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is ADV Sudeep. Today I am going to be sharing my experience with my RC390. So this is a 2K15 manufactured bike, and I purchased it in 2016 February. So the stock tires which came with it was good, but it was full soft compound tires. But now presently I am having the Pirelli Rosso 2 tires, like the Diablo Rosso 2 tires. So the thing about this tire on my bike is this patch which you see, the center patch over here is hard compound and the side is soft compound, so that this tire lasts a bit better than other bikes. Then if you ask what all I have done on this bike, to be honest, nothing till now. I have got my windshield wrap, cause this is a scratch magnet. So anything just touches the windshield, it just keeps getting scratches. And even the front tire, I have the Diablo Rosso 2s. They perform really good, like literally in any weather condition. So I'm not having any issues with the Diablo Rosso 2 tires till date. uh, and to talk about the HIDs on this bike, they perform really well. So like if you compare it with other Dukes or anything, this is a class apart than compared to them. uh, and then let's talk about the indicator. KTM planned a crazy stuff. The way they integrated their indicators on the mirror is totally different. Probably this was the first bike in the Indian markets to get this thing, which I believe, because at that time when I bought this bike, I have never seen any bike having that type of stuff in Indian market. The imported CBRs or the other bikes, they had, I guess so. And the most useless thing in this bike are these rear view mirrors. This is nothing because you just keep viewing your own shoulders. It doesn't show the back end, so literally useless. And till now, no issues. The clutch is very light. I have ridden many of my friends KTM. They complain that their bike's clutch has become hard, and I know that I'm not like to say that I shouldn't do a ownership review, because I've just done 11,258 kilometers on the Odo. Uh, that too, my bike I bought in 2016. So if you count, is more than 4 years from when I bought my bike. And ownership review for 11,000 kilometers is literally worthless. But still, I had my own problems, and at 7,000 kilometer my engine blew off. I started having blue smoke and had to change the bore kit and get the thing sorted out. And for the same, the bore kit, I reached out Highlander. Karthik was there, he was pretty fine with it. And Karthik and Arun, they both like serviced my bike with utmost care, and till now no issues. And the previous video, when I made that video, I didn't shoot much of the stuff in Highlander, because I didn't want to shoot over there because it'll make them feel awkward. So that time I told you that I felt it was a head gasket leak, but it wasn't. What Karthik said me was it was a problem from the drain bolt, which is somewhere over here down there. Yeah, this particular bolt, the washer just went loose. The washer just cut off, basically, not even loose, it just like cut off. So I just had to change that. Got my full service also done over there. And I just changed my front brake pads also to sintered brake pads. And if you ask me that is there heating problem, the most common question from anyone using a KTM watching this video or something. But what I would say is, still I used to have that problem before, but I later I just like changed my coolant. I just like flushed out the whole system, then went to this thing. I went ahead and bought a Evans cooling system. So what Evans does is, it is a oil based coolant, like a high performance coolant, you can say. So I just got the oil based coolant and then shifted it. So if you go for any like water based, like engine ice or something, you'd keep like doing the top ups at every general service. But what I have done is like one stop solution. I just went ahead with Evans. If you guys want Evans, you can just directly go ahead and contact to Highlander, and that's it. And one more thing, if you ask how did I blow my engine when it was just 7,000 kilometers done on the Odo, that's because I was running a BMC air filter, and secondary, the parts which KTM provide, the quality is too less. So what I had was, I got my airbox cracked at that time from here. So what it was doing is, it was not sucking the air from here, it just was like pulling the dirt from here. So it just sucked all the muck and all those stuff, and at the end it went ahead to the ignition chamber and it got stuck to the piston head and ended up scratching the whole stuff. And I don't understand one thing, KTM RC, this brake over here, like the rear brake, it's worthless, it doesn't work. Especially I guess feel for the, because of the ABS or something, and even the rear portion is very light on this bike. So the moment you tap on the brakes on a 390 with ABS, you will notice that your rear end starts sliding. What I feel is, you better use engine braking than compared to any other stuff, like any other brakes or something, because most of the brake mods also won't work out. And KTM plastic qualities, so let's come to this point, they are really cheap. So what I mean by that is, this is the outlet hose of the coolant. So this happened to me in the service center when I got my air box like changed. That time they're doing something and they ended up breaking this part. I told them, they're like, no sir, like this, like that. I didn't want to like quarrel with them, so I just told, it's okay, I'll just let it be like that. And the old KTM's, the major drawback which I felt is this particular underbelly, because this is also one dumbest part of engineering. It's made only for looks, like it doesn't work in Indian conditions. So what I mean by that is, this thing which you see is actually huge for the bike, especially when you're leaning, it starts touching everywhere. I'm not a lean guru, or I don't do knee dragging anywhere or stuff. I don't even have like proper riding pants for doing a knee drag. But still, this thing is the most dumbest stuff, because there's literally scratches everywhere, and then it keeps breaking, and the nut head also keeps getting like scraped off each and every time you ride over a hump. And especially if you have a pillion, it's gone. So that's the drawback of having this. And then till date I didn't even change my clutch, I think so. By the way, who changes clutch at 12k kilometers? I didn't have to change my chain and sprocket kit. Rest all services were going good. In middle I was not using my bike, and that's the reason all this thing happened. And then there's this thing. What is this? You will probably find it in a normal hardware store. What this thing does is, you just like pull the throttle and tap this thing down. My one became a bit hard, but then this holds your throttle. So it's basically a Indian Jugadu throttle lock, you can say, or a cruise control in proper slang. So but still, it's not worth it. I still have this old disc running, it started to get rusted. I asked about this also to Highlander. They were like, it's alright, it's not a major issue, you don't have like too much grooves and stuff. So if you start getting too much deeper grooves and stuff, then inform us, we'll just go with a new 320mm. So I just told them, okay, I'm ready to go with that. So they're pretty much happy about it. What am I saying? Why will they be happy? Yeah, they will be happy, because after all, we should pay them to do it, right? So it's all right. And then the brakes on this bike is good, but it's squishy. So squishy bole to it just keeps going in. Now it's over here, but once you start riding, the brakes will get heated up, and this thing doesn't hold well. So no matter what you do, it's gonna go. So there's no bite. So this is a common complaint from all KTM. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kind of source a master cylinder, so a radial master cylinder, because what I have seen from all other reviews and other international sites is the radial master cylinder, the force directly acts onto the like the cylinder on, like onto the piston which is there inside this. So the force is much more accurate than compared to this one. So I'm just like looking for one, and probably found one too, but it'll take me a while for getting those, because now presently like the import departments and stuff, they are holding up a lot of stuff, so you can't import like literally whatever you want like before. And one more thing which I have done on my bike is I have added hazard lights. So now probably you can see this thing is flashing over here. So this is the hazard light stuff. So both the blinkers work at the same time. And other than that, I have done no other mods on this. This is just as good as a stock bike. It feels good too. It's still almost new feeling. I hope the audio quality is better. Last time I didn't use a mic though. Last time it was absolutely the GoPro's audio output which I have checked out, and one more thing is my bike doesn't have a slipper clutch. Just for a basic information, it didn't come with a slipper clutch, and even I didn't bother to upgrade to a slipper clutch, because I didn't like, not like useless or something, because I didn't know, because I like, how to tell this thing, I'm not getting it. So the thing is, I didn't want it. That's the thing. The engine braking, what I feel is the engine braking feel is way better than the slipper clutch feel. So might be people going out to the tracks might need it, but I don't need it. And still this bike pulls hard. Oops, didn't see that one. So this bike just actually performs too good for its price. So even if you compare it with like other bikes, but the only annoying thing what I feel about this bike is the tremendous vibrations. Like especially the tank, this battery cover, it's literally going to vibrate everything. Like, I mean it, everything. So I hope you guys understood what I meant by that. So, and one more thing which recently broke on my bike is the fairing holder, the right side fairing holder which attaches to the headlight, ended up breaking. Don't know how, but हम तो भाई इंडियन जुगाड़ू हैं, तो आई जस्ट गॉट अ 5 rupees का फेविक्विक and strap my bike. That's it. And no sound, no vibrations. It's not loose yet. I'm just planning to change the fairing set, so just waiting for it. most of the fairing seals have cut out, that how much are you tight, it'll start like getting loose. So I just wanted to change that. And what else do we have on my bike? Nothing else probably. Yeah, one more thing. Now what I use aftermarket on this, and that's basically a Liquimoly 10W50, I guess so. 10W50, the street race version. Why Liquimoly? Because what I have felt is Liquimoly is much more smoother than compared to Motul, the normal 7100 which comes as standard for KTM. But the thing is, I didn't feel refinement when I was using that particular engine oil. It used to feel rough, the vibrations were more high, and after switching to Liquimoly, I literally felt the bike was smooth. Like I could feel it, like it was not as noisy as before. It used to not rattle too bad. The humps on these roads are hectic. And that's it for today. And also don't forget to subscribe my channel and follow me on Instagram, because most of the stuff I keep sharing it on Instagram, and you can follow me over there. And probably my next video will be on my BMW X7 M Sport. So just waiting for a trip. That car is being extensively used than compared to my bikes and stuff, so just waiting for the right time to like shoot it. And probably before that I'll be doing this thing, my Polo GT's review, like the ownership review. It's already at 30k kilometers, so hopefully the review will be good. If you like this video, do hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe to my channel. This is ADV Sudeep signing out.